Well, I've been asked by quite a few people to do a video on selling on Amazon, a kind of beginner's guide, which is what it will be because I'm not an Amazon expert by any means. I tend to focus on it around quarter four. So I'm going to go through the kind of brief outline of the registration process. I'm already registered, so it's quite difficult to sort of show you that, but I'll do my best. But firstly, thinking about why would you want to sell on Amazon if you're doing quite well on eBay? And I suppose there's a number of reasons. First one probably is because it's a new income stream, so it does spread your risk. It's always good to have various income streams. We never know what can happen, so I've heard of people getting their account suspended on eBay for 3 months. People have had it done for years, so suddenly if your eBay went, how would you earn your money? So different income stream is one. Also another good reason, if you're getting inundated with stock and you're finding it difficult to manage in terms of space, in terms of time, dispatching it out. Of course, Amazon FBA will, once you've sent it up there, it's all dealt with by them, so you haven't really got that much to worry about once it's gone. Also, you might get more money for some products than eBay. Sometimes you might compare the prices across the two platforms, and Amazon can sometimes be a lot more. They're the prime buyers who will, go straight to Amazon, not even look at eBay, and kind of be under the impression that all of this stuff comes from like Amazon and it's Amazon stuff. It's not you sending it up and then Amazon dispatching it out. So there's potential that you might get more money, and really that can apply to used goods, because you can sell used goods on Amazon. If you buy a board game at a car boot fair, you can sell that, or you can source stuff from a supermarket new. You could source stuff from a car boot new if you wanted to, but sourcing from supermarkets or shops, retail outlets, and sending it up is either called retail arbitrage, if you've heard that expression. That is, you buy it from a shop, you package it up to Amazon and you send it up. Or if you buy something online, it's online arbitrage. So if you hear the terms RA, that's retail arbitrage, OA, that's online arbitrage. And I suppose the last reason, I've probably missed a few reasons, but it's just to try it out, just to get that skill of being able to do it. Like I say, I haven't done an Amazon box for a few months now, and I know how to do it. This is the thing, I can get one done and send it up. So this is what I'm doing today. So first of all, I'm going to show you where you go to register for selling on Amazon. Right, Google. If you head on into Google and type either Seller Central or Amazon Seller Central, the first thing you will get is this page, amazon.co.uk, Amazon Seller Services. So if you go ahead and click on that, this is the landing page for anyone who hasn't got an account already. And if you click on Start Selling, it will ask you to log in using your Amazon account, buying account details. And then to actually sign up for FBA, and like I say, this is very a brief overview, because like I say, I've already done it. You just choose your country and make sure you have all of this information available that it's asking you for, and then you really have to know what sort of business you are. So if you're buying stuff to sell for profit, you should have already registered yourself as a business, and in 99% of cases, or maybe 95%, you're going to be a sole trader or a sole proprietor. So I'm not going to agree and continue this, because it's actually not my account I'm in, it's my wife's, and she doesn't want to be an Amazon seller. But for anyone setting this up, just make sure you've got your business info. So that'll be your name of your business, your contact details, your address, your phone number, your credit card details. I think it can be a debit card. I don't think there's any problem with that. And you know who you are basically, and you know what sort of business you are. So that's the first stage. Once you've registered for Amazon, you want to start sourcing products, and you can do that a variety of different ways really. You can get stuff from jumble sales or car boots or charity shops. You can get stuff from retail outlets. It can be new, of course, it can be used. You can sell all types of sort of condition types. So you'll be sort of getting loads of stuff in. And I did get a question on one of my videos: what is doing a box for Amazon? What does that mean? Well, it's quite simple really. Doing a box, when you are getting all your stuff ready, you have to send it up to Amazon, and you send it all up in a box, a big box. So here's a big box. Okay, I think it's about 40 by 60 by 40, something like that. Now there's kind of weight limits on the box you send up is normally about 15 kilograms. I think you possibly could go higher than that, but I think 15 kilograms is the limit. So if you are sending particularly heavy stuff, you have to think about that, and you also have to think about the size of the item, but I'll come to that a bit later on. The first stage is really just to start sourcing some items, checking them over that they're all complete and in fairly good condition. You do get to describe the condition, and then placing them in the box. Strangely enough, I think half the job is getting a box full that's pretty much complete and ready to go. You've always seemed to have spaces. So I've got quite a few board games in this one, which is quite easy because they obviously fill it quite nicely and there's always something complete. But it's sometimes a good idea to get some little small items to tuck in and around places. But stage one, I would say, is get a big box, double walled, and then start sourcing items, scan them into Amazon, and I'll talk about that in a bit, and if it looks good for a sale, pop it in the box and start getting the box ready. And when your box is full, you're then ready to start preparing that shipment, that box, to go to Amazon. So we'll come on to that in a minute. So what sort of things can you send up? Well, pretty much anything, to be honest. You can send games, books, beauty, you can send food, I believe, all sorts of things. Now when you first start off, you are probably going to be gated. Now gated means that you are not allowed to sell in certain areas. So I am gated in health and beauty, I think it is. I think I'm also gated in DVDs and a number of other areas. So for me, I'm really only selling in games, toys and games in the main. I do send the odd book up as well, but not a lot. Some people do lots of books. It all depends how you can source these items. So that's what the term gated means. I think if you're beginning off in Amazon and just sort of trying to get an understanding of it, games, toys, board games is a great place to start to see how you go. Probably one of the essential things to do is before you go sourcing is to get the Amazon app on your phone. Just install it. It's a free app to go on. What it enables you to do is when you're out in the field and you pick up a board game like this, you can go to your Amazon app, just scan the barcode, and it will tell you all the details about that product, and you can make your informed sort of buying decision on whether you think it's got a good chance of selling on Amazon and how much you're going to get. So I've got the Amazon app on here. I've picked up this board game. I'm just going to scan it in and see if I think it's worth buying. Okay, I'm in the charity shop and I've picked up Hasbro. I've scanned it in, and this is what I've got on my phone. You scan in using the little camera icon in the top right there. So I'm looking at this, and the first thing I'm looking at, obviously I'm having a little look at the price, but I'm looking at the rank. Now what is Amazon rank? So it is a snapshot, kind of top of the pops chart as to what is selling most at that moment in time. So if you imagine this is sales rank of 12,459 in toys and games, it will be in your Amazon category. Now is that good? Is that bad? And what does it mean? It means that, you know, there's about 12,000 other toys that are selling quicker, but there are, you know, hundreds of thousands, possibly millions, that are selling slower. So this is quite a good seller. Now, how do you know that? Well, it's something you get to learn, but you can use a resource from a website called the Reselling Guys. So here's what I use, and I'll put a link into this. It's a PDF produced by the Reselling Guys. So this will break down on the left hand side for Amazon UK all of the different Amazon selling categories, the total number of products in those categories. So we can see that for toys there's over 5 million categories, and then it will give you the top 1% in terms of a number. So this is your rank. You know, if your rank is above less than 53,000, so if it's like 1 to 53,000, it'll be in the top 1% of toys, and then similarly for 3% and 10%. So really it's making your own decision as where you want to aim your selling for. Now, I would normally go in the top 5% of a category. So when I'm out sourcing toys, or if I'm out sourcing books, I have a figure in my head. So for toys, it's around about the 200,000 mark. I might push to 250,000. For books, it's around about the million mark. If I get a rank of a million or less, I might go for it. We can see that 10% is 2 million, so top 5% for me would be a million. And if I'm out getting some, I don't know, some electrical, I make sure I've got this PDF on me so I can look it up. But toys and books are the ones I have in my head and the ones I've learned, and you'll get your own number that you're comfortable with. I do know other people who sell on Amazon who might go up to 300,000 or less in toys, or they might go up to 1.5 million for books. It's entirely your own choice as to how you go ahead with that. So once you've decided to actually buy it, you get it home and you've got to kind of prepare it for Amazon. And so let's assume that we've got a nice box and it's pretty well full up, not many gaps in it of stuff to send. So in my box I've got about 6 games. You might want to try and get more stuff in there. A box to send to Amazon is around about £5. So you're kind of thinking for each item that you're sending up, if your box has got 10 items, it costs about 50p to send it up there. So preparing it, you don't want someone to open this up the other end and there be loads of cards scattered all over the box. So I just put a little paper thing around it and sellotape it. These are actually my cut down backing for sticky labels. That's what I use those for. I put all the bits, all the plain pieces in a small bag, and you can order these up. Okay, so that is all contained. It's not going to sort of going to explode everywhere when they open it the other end. I'll then put the lid on. Okay, and I've got some round sticky sheets which I'll show you if I can. Again, you can order these on Amazon, just round clear circles, nothing showing up on the camera, and I'll put 2 of these on either end so the box isn't going to fall off. Okay, so that is my prep. Someone did ask, do you have to bag anything? Now, the only time you have to bag anything is if you've got something like a plush that is kind of open and can get dirty, or you might have, I don't know if I've got one actually, but say you've got, let's take this, say you had a toy and it had an opening where you could see the actual toy, like touch it. That's called a perforated opening, and you would need to bag it in that instance. So I'm just going to grab a bag and I'll show you what you do for that. Okay, so say if I was sending this up to Amazon, it's not the sort of thing I'd normally send up to Amazon. The first thing I would do is give it a good bubble wrap, so you know if someone's going to chuck it on the floor it is protected. And then I would either put it in a bag, seal it around so it's tight, and I'd use large sellotape just to seal it off. And if your bag hasn't got any suffocation warning on it, you would need to put on, and again you can order these up from Amazon, a warning label. Anything you use like a clear bag on, you've got to have that. You can purchase bags with them already printed, so I've got those as well. So in terms of preparation, if you've got open items or perforated boxes where you can get to the item, you would need to bag it up. Protect it obviously, so you know, if you've got a perforated box, I'd sometimes would put bubble wrap around that as well. Put a bag around it, make sure it's all sealed, and put a suffocation label on it if it's not already printed on your bag. Right, that's a lot of the hard work done actually getting a big box with things nicely packed in there and everything prepped up, ready to go. So the next stage is actually preparing the shipment, which is your box, ready to go up to Amazon. And in short, what you're doing is you're scanning it into Amazon, you're setting the price you want to sell it at. You then get a bunch of labels produced and you have to stick that on your product, and you have to cover the original barcode of the label. If you've ever bought anything and it's got a barcode on the back, that's why, because it's come from Amazon. So I'm going to hopefully prepare a shipment now. I'm going to share my screen so you can see that. I might be flying over a few bits of this, so if you've got any questions on, you know, little details of this, it's really quite a difficult thing to do to explain it, but if you have got any questions, please put them on the comments and I'll try and get back to you and give you an answer. Right, here we go. I've moved where I am on the screen and I've shrunk me down, so hopefully I'm not getting in the way of anything. I'm doing this on desktop. You can do it on your phone. I don't tend to do it on my phone, and you can also do this with a barcode reader, and I don't do this when I'm adding products, so just bear in mind you probably can do it in a bit more of an efficient way. But let's proceed with this. This is good for a startup. So this is when I go into Amazon Seller Central, which is what you'll go into once you've registered. You would go to inventory and add a product, and it's saying please put your find your product. I'm just going to type in the barcode. So like I say, having a scanner can really help with this stage of things, but I don't mind typing it in if I can get it right. So here we go, got the two products which I saw on the Amazon app earlier. First one is Hasbro Kids Cluedo, and the second one is the one that we have, the Hasbro Mystery Classic Game. Do make sure you have the right product. If the picture's not the same, don't choose that product. It's got to be exactly the same. So from here I'm going to just click into the product. If I had my price already in my head, I could go in to sell this product on the right hand side, but I'm just going to click into the product, and this is a normal Amazon page you'd see. So it's telling you, yeah, it's being sold. Currently you're being offered $16.99 plus free delivery, but there are some other options, new and used. There are 8 different options from $16.99. So let's have a quick look at this. And this tells you what other people are selling it at. So I am going to filter on Prime, because it's only Prime I'm concerned with. Prime is my only competition if I'm sending it up to Amazon. Now the first little bit of worry is that Amazon themselves are selling this product, which is always a bit of a pain, because they will obviously push their stock first. So I would be a little bit wary of selling anything that Amazon are also selling, but I'm going to go ahead and send this one up anyway. You can never tell when they're going to run out of stock or when they're going to get stock in, so you take a chance with it, but I'm going to go ahead with it. I'm going to ignore the Amazon price. So what I'm planning is that at some point Amazon will run out of stock and I will be the next available seller. So we've got Daz LNK selling it at $24.99. So it is a good rank, it sells well. I think that price is a little high. I could undercut it by £1, but to be honest, I'd be happy if this got £20. So I'm going to set my price at $19.99. So if I go back from there and back again, and I'm going to sell this now on Amazon. So just on the right hand side, click on sell on Amazon. So I've got my price in my head. You can put in your own stock keeping unit, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put in my price, put in my condition, so it is used in very good condition. Don't use new if you and always undersell it and over deliver on this, but it is used very good. You can put more description. I think if you go into the advanced view, not only can you add more description, you can upload an image, and if it's an item you're particularly worried about and want a record of the condition, do add these in. Bear in mind, normally if there's any query on customer wanting a refund, you're probably going to have to do it 99.9% of the time. So coming down, there's lots of options you don't really need to do, but you could put a condition note in here saying includes 100% complete and includes instructions. So let's put that in. It seems quite daunting at first when you do this, but you do get the hang of it. Just go through slowly. Let's make sure I haven't missed anything out. And here's the important thing. Either I will ship the item myself, or Amazon will dispatch and provide customer service. And what happens is, if you choose FBA, you actually get a shipping credit, which normally covers the cost of the shipping. So you kind of can ignore the cost of actually sending the item, because you do get a credit from it. So let's save and finish that. They charge you more for the FBA fees, and I'll go back and show you the FBA calculator, because it's something I haven't done. But in terms of like how much is it going to be cost to send, you don't need to worry about it if you're sending it to FBA. So I'll just save and finish that. I'm just going to pause here while I put in my details. Okay, so we're now on OK. So after you've kind of clicked OK on that, you get taken to this screen and it says choose a barcode type, and I've only got one option here. It's the Amazon barcode. I think you might get different options if you're sending up a lot of the same products or something like that, but for a kind of, you know, normal reseller who doesn't sell very much, if they're putting lots of different items in a box, they will be putting an Amazon produced barcode on this box over this barcode. So just go ahead from there, save and continue. Now, is there any dangerous goods information? This is a board game with cardboard. There's nothing to add at all. If you had something like I've sent one of these up, which is a little Bluetooth speaker, and it's got an inbuilt battery, and if items do go up with battery, you might have to put them in. So does it use batteries, does it utilize batteries, are they included, stuff like that. But again, I'd say the majority of the time, especially if you're doing board games, you don't need to add anything. So we can save and continue that. Okay. You do have to actually say that it doesn't contain anything. So does it contain any batteries? No. Is it considered to be dangerous? No. So we'll submit that if it lets me. There we go. Form's completed. Save and continue. And here what it's done is it's created a plan, and a plan is basically your box. It is your shipment. So my plan here has been created on today's date, and I'm sure it's got a reference number, but I can't seem to see it. So you just have to put in how much you're sending up. So I've got one item. It's if you haven't done this before, it really is quite confusing as to knowing where everything goes. But you know, if I had 3 of these, if I bought 3 packets of Sharpies, I'd be putting 3 in there, but there's just 1 there. So I'm going to continue. So that's setting the quantity. Now the preparation of products, you can ask Amazon to put on all of your labels, but I never do that. So it's saying who's going to prepare this, who's going to produce all of those barcode labels and stick them on. If you get Amazon to do it, they'll charge you. I don't know how much it is, maybe 50p an item. I don't know, I haven't got a clue because I've never asked them to do it. But I am going to do it myself. Okay. So I'm choosing seller and choosing apply to all. And it's saying what sort of preparation is needed. Have you got perforated packaging where you need to put a bag around it? Have you got any? I've never done any of this other stuff, but they would all require certain different preparation techniques. But like I say, this is a board game, and the fact you put sticky labels, that's not classed as prep. There's no prep needed. Okay, so we'll choose that. So here we go. I'm kind of repeating myself here. So for the plan, you say the seller's going to prepare it, and for the item, you say no prep is needed. So I'm going to add in 2 items on this, and I'll show you what's going on. Okay, so there we go. Got the first 2 items in, so I'm going to carry on, and what I'll do is I'm just going to go through and continue adding items. So once I'm at this sort of screen, I'm going back to inventory and add a product, and then typing in the barcode again. So I'll do that quickly with one more. Let's take you through the whole process. So 5036 905 027410 Game of Thrones, Cluedo. So yeah, take a look at that. It shows you the rank. I don't know if you saw that. I think the rank is very good, 13,000. There are 37 people selling it. Have a look at the prime and put the condition to use like new. So it's going for about £20. So I'm not going to undercut this, so I'm just going to go in at £20. So we close that down. I'm going to sell this product. Never a good thing to undercut prices, because you can create a race to the bottom. So we'll just put use very good. There is a use like new option, but that will create too much expectation. So use very good. And again, I could fill in 100% complete with instructions. You can use that to sell the item. So Amazon's going to ship it, save and finish. So here we're at the stage where we're adding it to our shipment. So it's going to have the Amazon barcode. Save and continue that. No dangerous goods to consider, no battery or anything like that in there. Save and continue that. And here's what you haven't seen. It's asking you, do you want to add it to a new shipping plan or an existing? Now we've got an existing one going because we've already added 2 items to it. So it's the only plan I have going at the moment, which is that one. So I'm going to add it to that shipping plan. We're going to go through these stages of set quantity, prepare products. So set the quantity as 1, continue. Who prepares the product? So we're going to prepare the product. So seller, I think we've already done that. We don't need to do that. It's here. We need to choose a category. And no prep is needed. I'm going to choose that. And then once it's in, the next stage after prepare products is label products, but I only do that once I've got everything in. So at this point I go back to inventory and back to add a product. So I'm going to add the rest of the products and then I'll come back after that. Sometimes you can aim above where the price is at the moment. If you think it's a fast selling item and there are maybe like 2 or 3 sellers who have it at a low price, but you can see that they're going to sell out quite quickly, you can set it slightly higher. So looking at this one, there are 8 people selling it. It's quite a low rank. So let's have a look at the people selling it. New and used from £29. This is new actually, so I'm just going to filter it on new and prime. So there's a few sellers down here and a few more up here. I think I'll probably go maybe £26.99, and so these 5 people will sell out quite quickly, and then it'll be me. I might try £29.99 actually, just to slot it in here, as it is quite a low rank. So let's do that, see if I can remember what I'm doing. So we're going to sell it new. Oh, it's asking me to apply to sell, so it's saying, oh, I can only sell it in use and collectibles. So this is typical Amazon putting blockers up. So I need approval to sell other winning moves branded products. So let's request it. Sometimes if you request it, you might get it straight away. Ah, there we go. I have got it straight away. So that's fabulous. Let's close that down and refresh this page. So I'm going to go new again. Oh, is it? Okay. Let me stop recording and see if I can get this to work. That was alright actually. As soon as I clicked on apply to sell, it's now added in this. I can sell it in the new condition. So I'm going to sell mine. Going to stick in £29.99. Condition type is new. New and sealed. Amazon to dispatch. You get into a groove of doing this. Like I say, it does seem quite daunting because you're going through about 5 or 6 different screens. So Amazon barcode, no dangerous goods information. Some of these little sub menus that are coming up on the windows that are opening up, I'm aware won't be coming through, so I do apologise for that. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. So just going to save and continue that. Going to add it to an existing shipment. And here we're setting the quantity. And it's giving me an error here. It's telling me I have to remove the item. So I'm going to try and add it again. I'm going to come out, so let me pause it. Sometimes you get these errors, and if you do it again it's alright. If it continues, you have to take the product out and find something else that will fit in your box. So it's always good to have some backup items. But let me just play about with this away from filming it. So I just went back in and did it again, and did a sort of as soon as I saw the item from the search, I sort of said sell this item, new condition, so I didn't have to do all that apply thing again, and it went in this time. I think you find this with Amazon sometimes. You might get an error and it's saying you can't add it to your shipment, and then if you sort of then take it out, if you want to take out something out of the shipment, you have to press a little cross on the right hand side and it takes it out, and then you add it back in again in a slightly different way. So instead of seeing the product page, you just go straight in to sell this item. I'm going to add the rest of the box in off camera, and then we'll come back to print the labels out. Just very quickly, you do have to ensure you take off any price labels you might have on, so do ensure you remove those before you send anything to Amazon. A good thing to add into your Chrome, if you're using Chrome, is the Keeper extension. What this does is gives you a graph of historical prices for products on Amazon. So if you can't get a good kind of vibe for things based on the current stock that is up there at the moment, you can look at historical. So a good example of this is I've got this vintage Cluedo. I want to include it. I've never sold one of these before, so I'm going to give it a go. It's in quite good condition and complete. But there are none currently for sale. So with the Chrome extension, I now, when I go into my product, it gives me this graph at the bottom, and I can see that previously one has been up at Amazon and it's been used and sold for £30. So I'm going to send mine up to FBA. I'm going to price it at £30 and see if it sells. When I used this originally, you did get a lot more information, but they've kind of changed it so you have to, I think, pay a certain subscription if you want to get historical rank and historical FBA prices. But this is good enough for me. It is sold used for £30, and I'm going to pop it in my box and try and get that. Right, we're almost there. I know this has been very long-winded and quite boring, to be honest, but now, after we have all of our items that are in our box, in our shipment, they are all in there, a mixture of new and used. One thing to bear in mind is if you have a large item this big, it could well have to go to a different fulfillment centre, so you might need to take it out of your box. So try and keep your items similar size. You know, if you're all board games, they're all going to be, you know, the same sort of size. You've got a great big Nerf gun, might be going somewhere else, or a big doll or something. So just bear that in mind. It's no good getting to this stage trying to add a Nerf gun in and it's saying it's got to go in a separate box. So let's continue this, and we're going to print the labels. Fantastic. So the labels basically is the barcode. It gets printed out. And I have these labels. It's a sheet of A4 and it's 3 by 9, is it? 3 by 9. They're the labels I use. So I'm going to print them off now. I'll do it off camera in case it all goes wrong, and then I'll come back and show you. But yeah, you just print labels for this page. That's what you do. 27 labels per sheet. Right, there we go. There are my labels. So the last stage of the process, or near the last stage, is you find your barcode, or if it hasn't got a barcode, that vintage Cluedo wouldn't have a barcode. You just stick it on the side or on the back. Peel off your label, make sure you cover the barcode fully, and pop it back in your box. And it's a case of like kind of finding the product, hunting around for the ones you've printed out. But I've only got 8 here, so it shouldn't be too bad. Sometimes I might have about 20, so it's a little bit more difficult. Once everything is labelled up and it's in the box, you then seal the box up, okay? And there's a finalization stage on Amazon where you finalize your shipment. And what you'll do is you'll put in the dimensions of your big box. You'll put in the weight of it. That's got 8 ball games in, so you know it was probably under 10 kilograms easily. But if you have got anything heavy, always try and keep it under 15 kilograms. And then once you've finalised everything, you print off another label. It's 2 labels. One is the address label to UPS, and one is one that is used by Amazon when the shipment gets there. It's got the details of the shipment. So when you've sealed up your box and finalised your shipment and printed off that final label, 2 things should be going on your box. So I think I'm going to leave it there. That is one of the most difficult videos I've ever done. So please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. I mean, I think it's been pretty boring in parts, but hopefully the information is there for anyone trying to do Amazon for the first time. If there's still things you don't know about or you're unsure, do ask me in the comments. I'm not an expert by any means. I'd go and check some other channels, F&S resellers. They are really good at Amazon, and they will answer any questions. But I've got to edit all this now, so hopefully I'll be able to edit it down and it will be nice and concise for anyone wanting to try Amazon for the first time. But for now, take care and I'll see you soon.